Finally, the Scouse One has come back for another episode of the F125 TomGorian to Glory. Welcome to episode 14 of season 1 of the TomGorian to Glory My Team career mode, where we're here in Las Vegas, believe it or not, for the Las Vegas Grand Prix as we round out the end of season number 1. We've got 3 races to go, including this one, until we end 2025 and we shift all of our focus into 2026. If you do like this video, then hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more F125 My Team career mode, and of course that 100 laps of Spa video that's coming very, very soon. We start episode 14 with the drive activities, and then we pretty much go in towards the overview, and as you can see, we are slowly but surely making progress. We are the second slowest car. However, our recent performances have been a bit mixed. In Brazil, we managed to just about hold on to that 8th place against Yuki Tsunoda there, but we are just slowly starting to focus on 2026 with the regulation change, with the aerodynamics, and also the powertrain. We get an engineering dual development level upgrade, so that's good. So we'll be able to develop more upgrades for the chassis, and yeah, things are going well. I don't believe that any major upgrades we can do until probably after season 1. So yeah, I think we can only get minor upgrades, minor tire wear upgrades as well. And yeah, I'm just doing some overview as far as anything I need to see, but nothing to see here. And yeah, episode 14, it's time for Las Vegas.
Stand by to see cars at more than 210 miles an hour blasting their way down the strip. F1 has taken over. It's F1 Fever, Las Vegas.
Right then, Las Vegas circuit then. A very interesting track to drive on no line, but after doing around about 15-20 laps of practice in time trial, I started to finally get a bit of a rhythm with the circuit, to be fair. I'm not really competitive on time trial, to be fair. I'm still probably a second away from my friend's fastest lap time, but I do have a better understanding as far as the circuit as we go a little bit too deep in towards the final braking zone there, in towards that chicane there. And I have to say, the curbs on this track, was Las Vegas one of the tracks that they updated for this year's game, or was it last year's game? I'm not really sure. But yeah, you can definitely tell that some of the curbs and some of the corners there have been redone, especially in towards that final chicane. I'd say 10, 3, 4, 5, and 6, they've been redone as well. So yeah, Las Vegas is certainly something to drive on F125. However, as we get ready for our final qualifying lap of this session, we are pretty much last with Callum Voisin, driving as Callum Voisin. And yeah, this might be the hurrah. The next episode will be with Franco, and then the final episode of season 1 will be with Callum. So yeah, this will probably look like a farewell goodbye towards Callum Voisin as we get ready for Nico Hulkenberg to join us for 2026. However, entering the exiting the first sector there. And yeah, so far, not really been a bad lap, and as you can see, we are gaining time. We are just under 4 temps up as we enter sector number 2. But if you do play F125, you'll know how overpowered the AI are in a straight line. We're going to try and get this corner very right for the exit there. We're going to try and set up the exit as right as you can before entering this absolute long straight. And this is where pretty much we're going to be gaining all of the lap time. And we didn't use the battery on the first lap, but we're going to use it here for the second lap, and as you can see, we're gaining so much time, nearly 5 temps of improvement as we break probably 120 meters in towards the final chicane there, trying to ride those apexes very well, try not to unbalance the car there, and we've gained another 2-3 temps there. And yeah, once again, we're just gaining so much time, 1.3 seconds worth of lap time as we cross the line now, a 31.956, which puts us, originally it puts us P13, but as you can see with the end of the session there, Verstappen does a 30.6, and yeah, we're starting P16 a 9.96, and it was close. We've out-qualified Lando Norris and also Kimi Antonelli as well, and of course we've out-qualified Franco, which is not that bad. So, yeah, P16, yeah, not a bad qualifying session for the race.
Welcome along to Las Vegas, and Formula One might be in the middle of the Nevada desert, but who'd have thought it? It's raining out there. Now, how will that affect the drivers as they race along the strip? Well, tonight we go racing around the bright lights of Las Vegas, 3.8 miles under the Nevada night sky and thousands of neon lights. There are landmarks everywhere you look, punctuating the 17 corners and 2 DRS zones. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll and Piastri, Gasly, Ocon, Verstappen and Nico Hülkenberg, Sainz, Lawson, Callum Voisin and Norris, Doohan, Antonelli, Gabriel Bortoleto and Franco Colapinto, Behrman, Hadjar, Albon and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson, quitting while you're ahead, not spending too much on the slot machines and trying to get some decent sleep. That's my main 3 challenges here in Las Vegas, but what about the drivers?
Yeah, speaking about the on-track challenges, Crofty, enough about you and your challenge over the weekend. This track, you're on Monza downforce, don't forget. So every corner that comes your way, you've got way less grip than you're accustomed to in a Formula One car. So you've got to tread carefully, particularly around the higher speed content on the circuits.
So here we are on the grid for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. I forgot that the starting grid was a little bit curved, so it looks like we're going to have to start on the curved side of the starting grid. But yeah, pretty much a one-stop strategy, mediums to hards. Tyre wear shouldn't be an issue. I think the only thing that should be an issue is really tyre temperatures. We've went a little bit minimal for the tyre pressures just in the front so that they can wake up a little bit more, and we've went a little bit high on the wings as well, but hopefully that will be enough to score us some points.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. As all the cars reform the grid, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
Ever since its introduction in 2023, Las Vegas has always been a very anticipated race, especially for the US market, especially with the launch of Drive to Survive and also the F1 movie. F1 is at a fever pitch in Las Vegas as we get ready for the 3rd annual Las Vegas Grand Prix here on the streets of Las Vegas. And yeah, anticipation's building for episode 14, the 3rd to last race of season 1, getting ready for 5 red lights. And here we go, a bit of a tentative start there, but surprisingly the car launched quite well as we go in towards turn 1, have to just adjust in towards turn 1, taking the long route in towards turn 1. We've got Liam Lawson there and Callum, Liam Lawson and Carlos Sainz there. We made contact with our future driver Nico Hülkenberg for 2026 as we now make our way in towards turn 3. And as you can see already, look at the straight line speed of Lando Norris. Hülkenberg moves quite late in towards the entry of turn 3, and we're banging wheels with Lando Norris as we now exit turn 3 and we go in towards the long left-hander and the chicane of turns 4 and 5, and we're going to have the inside line and we're going to retake P13, and the gap will open up on the exit of turn 5, and there is the move. Is that turn 5? No, turn 7, I think. Turn 7 as we overtake the Mercedes as well, and we're in P12, so not a bad start. Not a bad start in this race, but as you can see, Verstappen, who had a grid penalty, he was on pole position, remember? He has a grid penalty, so he must have taken a component change, and he's down in 10th place. So he's battling with Carlos Sainz, and if you remember, he's fighting against Charles Leclerc for the driver's title. So, yeah, a very important race for Verstappen. So I think the permutations, if Verstappen wins and Charles Leclerc DNFs, then Max is champion, but he won't be world champion, as we absolutely defend our position from Liam Lawson, and we turn the fence in towards attack as we send it surprisingly down the inside of Max Verstappen. And I will say, some of the moves that you do see in this race are kind of great, as we send it once again on towards Pierre Gasly, and that has been one of the reasons why we've been able to score points so far in this season, is simply because of our aggressive nature on the first couple of laps. And yeah, nothing's really changed there, as we now have DRS on Esteban Ocon, who started on the soft tyres. However, he's really falling away in this race, so we're going to get him on the entry braking zone in towards turn 3. Down the inside we go, and there is P8 in this race. So not a bad start to this race. Lap 7 now. We've got Max Verstappen right behind us, and as you can see, look at the straight line speed already. The Red Bull is in a different league compared to us. However, because Verstappen overtook us, we do get the DRS, which is kind of weird. However, I didn't want to fight Verstappen. I just wanted to just sit behind him and just use his DRS to try and carry us along towards maybe Piastri. And notice who's leading. Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin. Alonso, in his final season of Formula 1, is actually leading the Las Vegas Grand Prix as we go wheel to wheel with Kimi Antonelli in towards turn 1. We outbrake him there on the outside there. We do get a bit of a collision with Kimi, but that wasn't our fault, so that's not our issue. Lap 8, you've got a massive battle going on there for P7 there, as Kimi overtakes us once again. He's got DRS, and I think this is going to be one of those races where we might scrap a point or two as we hold it around the outside. Kimi moves under braking there, and that wasn't nice, as he hits the wall again, and because of the aftermath, we also hit the wall, and thankfully no damage for us. But Kimi is driving a little bit recklessly in this Las Vegas Grand Prix, as we now enter lap 9. Kimi overtakes us once again. However, notice that line there, that is the DRS zone, and because we passed Kimi behind in the DRS zone, we do get DRS. However, Lando overtakes us as we overtake Kimi, and that is demoted us in towards P10. And pretty much throughout the next couple of laps, the rears did start to go off, but surprisingly, we are actually keeping up with Lando Norris, as we've got a bit of a drag race between us and Kimi Antonelli, as we're maxing out 213 miles an hour on the strip down in towards third gear. And pretty much with that curb there, it's very, very orangey, very random-esque as far as how to attack it. And I don't know if it's simply because if it's our ride height or how low we are riding here with the ride height there, or whatever it is, it's very random. But lap 12, we come in for our one and only stop of this Las Vegas Grand Prix, and we're going to box from the mediums to the hard tyres, and everyone's coming in. Stroll's in, Piastri's in, Verstappen's in, Albon's in, Ollie Behrman's coming in, and I believe my teammate Franco, he's doing a 2-stop, so he's doing double mediums and then hards for the remainder of this race, which I think that's the wrong strategy, to be fair, simply because, if you can do a 1-stop, then you may as well do it then. And if there's safety car, you can box fresh tyres. However, on the end of lap 12, beginning lap 13, we've got Jack Doohan, we've got Kimi Antonelli, I saw Lewis Hamilton there, Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda, he's like 5 seconds away, and yet there is Lando Norris. Franco is actually behind us because he has made 1 stop so far. However, someone else who's stopping is Gabriel Bortoleto. He is out of the race with an engine issue. So yeah, not really a good day for the Kick Sauber team, soon to be Audi for 2026. Well, EA Codemasters, please patch that in. Anyway, lap 15, and we're sticking with Lando Norris, and the pace is quite well. We're averaging a mid 34. So yeah, our pace on the hard tyres is actually quite well, as we've jumped someone in the box there. I think that might have been Behrman, I think. No, Ocon maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, we are now in 9th place. So we're running our own race, and yeah, we're just swapping and changing with Lando Norris there, and as you can see, Norris is ahead. However, we're behind him on the DRS detection zone, and because of that, we get DRS. So this might be the play, you know, and as you can see, we are 5.2 seconds ahead of Alex Albon on that train of Albon, Hamilton there, Kimi. No, is that Kimi? Yeah, that's Kimi. So yeah, we're actually doing quite well as we're closing the gap, as well as we overtake Lando Norris around the outside of the final chicane, which I can't lie, I was gassed. I was gassed with that move, and as you can see, there's a replay of the overtake once again. He goes defensive, I send it around the outside, and that is an absolute sensational overtake for myself there. But now on lap 20, we have closed the gap towards Carlos Sainz and also Yuki Tsunoda by, you know, just under 2 seconds now, and pretty much because we're swapping with the DRS, that means we can now just gain so much time on that main straight. And now 2 laps later, we have now caught Yuki Tsunoda and also Carlos Sainz, and Lando has overtaken both of them. So let's see if we can try and overtake Yuki. Bit of contact there on the side pod area, but we do make the move stick, and we are now back in towards P9 in this race, and there's a massive battle now. Verstappen sets the pace with a 34 flat, and so far our race pace is actually not that bad. You know, we're pretty much 4 attempts there, and as you can see, around the outside of Carlos Sainz. However, Lance Stroll, he's struggling on his tyres, so is Carlos Sainz. We're going to go in between the pair of them, and that is an absolute amazing move on the exit of 1 in towards turn 2, and now we've jumped up from P9 to P7, and that is an excellent move there as we start pretty much the final lap of this race on the main straight. And yeah, this is pretty much the mistake I made. I burned too much battery at the start, and as you can see, Carlos Sainz gets us there on the exit, and yeah, we've officially lost P7 to Carlos Sainz in this race. But all we've got to do is make these final couple of corners, and as you can see, that curb once again just absolutely censors. But what is sending the fans is Fernando Alonso wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix in his final race of his F1 career. However, for us, it's another points finish.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Here comes the checkered flag. All eyes on the car approaching. Your winner today, Fernando Alonso.
To overcome the difficult circumstances they face throughout this race today, Crofty, it's not easy, and it really shows a lot of maturity, and you can use this, you can draw on this as a driver moving forward and boost your confidence through the rest of the championship.
It's what every driver imagines when they start out on their long road towards Formula One. And for our lucky 3 today, here's the podium waiting for them. The most experienced driver on the grid takes the winner's spot today. Congratulations, Fernando Alonso.
What a fairy tale ending for Aston Martin and Fernando Alonso in this My Team Career Mode series. Fernando Alonso wins for the first time since 2013. And I don't know what's going on here with, I don't know if it's because of the driver ratings, the driver buffs that Alonso and Lance Stroll got, or maybe, you know, Aston Martin have gotten a bit of a performance increase, or whatever it is. But Aston Martin, they're slowly starting to be competitive now in this My Team Career Mode series. You know, I think they got some upgrades, you know, at Spa, and ever since then they've been really competitive so far. So, yeah, a very decent race for them, and that means they've overtaken us. Yeah, that's not good. 25 plus the 1 for Lance Stroll, that's 26, which means that's a point swing of 24. No, 22, sorry. 22 points goes to Aston Martin in the championship, which means we've lost 5th place. However, for us, yeah, 8th place, not really bad. Franco with a 2-stop finished in 20th there. And yeah, I think it's about time, we start to change drivers around. We get 58,000 for our bonus, and once again we have gained some fan rating there, and we're halfway through fan rating at level 3. But yeah, that is that for episode 14 of the F1 25 TomGorian to Glory Career Mode Series. Yeah, Las Vegas, another strong result, points finish again, qualifying again, still not up to snuff, but I think maybe our best result will come at the next race in Qatar. We've got a staff survey. The survey reveals a disconnect between the drivers and the staff, and there's a workshop going on between them for 5 days. So yeah, you'll love to see it. So yeah, episode 14 is in the books. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more F1 25 My Team Career Mode content. Check the playlist on the right so that you're all caught up to date, and catch one of my videos on the left. Thanks for watching. If you smell what the Scouse one is cooking.